Sometimes, exploring means return visits bring new discoveries. I'm author and researcher Mike Luoma. In the spring, I returned to Niquette Bay State Park in Colchester, Vermont, for the first time in a few years, hoping to get a better look at stonework I'd seen back in 2021, and also finding a couple of new-to-me discoveries, a perched wing-shaped stone and an ancient necklace-style stone row. This visit features the Eastern Ridge with the Ledge Trail and ancient stonework, likely of indigenous origin. I sketched out the entrance stonework on the Ledge Trail here after visiting 4 years ago. A pair of possible serpent effigy rows and an intriguingly shaped boulder greet us. The spring's visit provided the opportunity to take a closer look at these possible twin serpents of likely indigenous origin. The possible serpent row on the right side goes up and over and incorporates this outcrop. This is one potential interpretation of the serpent form. There are some large stones down by the tail. Rounded, wavy-topped stones seem to have been used atop the ridge fin or back of the possible serpent form. There are different colored stones used here. Interesting coarsework stacking too, with colored, surrounded stones in grouped segments. Kind of a fin crest on top of the head. The sun came out and cast shadows, showing how The top part of the outcrop appears worked to create a separate, rounded head shape. It's funny, 4 years ago, I didn't come up and around to look at this side of the stonework. There was so much to see. From up on top, we can see the slight S-curve of the stonework. We see the quartz stones in the crest. And again, that's not the only colored stone here. Looking back at the stonework atop the outcrop from slightly uphill, it's easier to note its slight S serpentine shape. There is a curiously shaped and placed boulder between the two serpent stone rows. At first, it looks sort of lemon-shaped. One end seems to taper a bit, though it's not quite a teardrop shape. From some angles, this looks like a fish or a frog or a bird's head. It looks kind of avian here. When we come around to the other side of this stone, it looks like a fish. It is an intriguing shaped boulder. Let's get back to the possible serpents on either side of the boulder. We looked at the one on the outcrop. Let's take a look at the one on the other side of where the trail breaks through. It's filled in quite a bit on this uphill side. This has been here a very long time. The large pointed stone in front of us could be part of the tail. From the trail, looking down the stone row, we see how this one curves to the left. Though degraded, there are clear signs much of the stone row is buried. After curving left, it zigs right, and zigs a little left again, before terminating in a possible compound body and small serpent head boulder. What I believe may be a serpent form on this side displays amazing craft, no matter who constructed it. It does appear to be a potential indigenous construct, including a Boulder serpent head with a single horn. This more intact portion of the stone row begins, right to left, with a white quartz surrounded stone on its own giant base stone, though the stones around it have collapsed. This gives way to another surrounded stone, this one more of a rusty quartz. Note the similarities in design to the other side, with a surrounded stone just behind the Boulder serpent head. Like the serpent head on the other side, this one also has a crest fin. Additionally, this one has a horn, a single pointed stone, coming off the top front of its potential head. There are signs this stone row once continued on, scattered remnants and tumbled down stones. As we come around to view this potential serpent head from above, look again at how much has filled in behind the stone row on this uphill side. That takes a very long time. Zooming out lets us see the serpentine curve of the stone row. It certainly does appear to be connected to the one on the other side. Leaving the potential twin serpents behind, I made a new-to-me discovery as I neared the top of the ridge. I spotted what I'm calling a necklace stone row, because it's comprised of semicircles of stones which drape down the hillside from the ridgetop, the way a necklace drapes down around a neck. It's not that easy to see, so I tried sketching it out. And I tried outlining it. It is a very intriguing stone row, and it seems likely to me this is ancient indigenous stonework. Even potentially another serpent form. The necklaces could be the coils of a snake. Of course, I had to take a closer look. This slope is steeper than it seems, though, especially on video. It's a little precarious, and I didn't want to touch the stones of the feature. Notice the way this tree grew up and through the stone row. These stones have been here a very long time. The tan stone is the local dolostone. The wide-angle lens can give us some idea of how these stone rows drape down from the ridgetop. These stones start to get a little pointed here. Look at the way these stones all kind of point outward. More pointed stones pointing outward. Pointed stones would seem to indicate defense of some kind. Another tree that grew up through this stone row, which obviously predates it. These end stones look deliberately shaped. Still very steep up here. It's a little hard to see the stonework from up on top looking down. A great deal of soil and duff has filled in behind the stones. It is difficult to make out the stonework from above. A little further along this ridgetop, closer to the lake, lies another defensive-looking stone arrangement. A circle of stones with gaps, which make it almost look like the crenellations on top of a castle's walls. I shared a brief look at this 4 years ago, so I decided to get more in-depth on this visit. From some angles, it does resemble a castle's parapet. Was this a hunting blind? Did they drive game up this kind of natural ramp? On the conservative side, I think we see embellishments to the ridges here in the form of added stonework, which could be ancient indigenous work. But from a more open-minded standpoint, I can see much here to suggest these ledges were altered a great deal in the ancient past, on a large scale. Up here on the lake end of the ridge top, the ledges are extremely blocky. Though assumed to be entirely natural, the top levels have sections which also have the look of human construction. Up at the top, where it levels out and evens off, where it changes color, and has even-looking courses. I headed next for a single short stone row among the ledges on the lakeside end of this ridge. Before reaching it, I spied a curiously shaped and perched stone down off the trail on a steep incline among the ledges. Another new-to-me discovery on this trip. Do you see it? It's in a steep area. I couldn't get any closer to it than this. Very intriguing. Heading along down towards the lake, as I approached the small, isolated stone row, I realized stone piles were all around us, beneath the leaves. These could be stone prayers. This small stone row stood out in my memory for its size and relative isolation here among the ledges. It serves no apparent practical purpose. It features organic, flowing coursework and utilizes different colored stones in a sort of polychromy. It comes to a narrow point on this upper end. There seems to be a sort of dorsal fin-shaped assemblage in the middle on top. Look at the way this striped stone is featured. Stones arc over it. Not your usual everyday stonework. There are many clues this could be an older indigenous stone row. Again, on this end, note how the stones come down into a point of sorts, with the outermost upper and lower courses coming together at the end. The curves are built in. The arcs aren't signs of damage. And here it sits all by itself, on the edge of a swampy inlet off Niquette Bay on Lake Champlain. There is undoubtedly more to be seen here on these two low ridges by Lake Champlain. I hope you've enjoyed this speculation and sharing of experience. If you want more information, check out additional videos on this YouTube channel, the Ancient Stone Mysteries of New England Facebook group, my Ancient Stone Mysteries Substack newsletter, and my book, Ancient Stone Mysteries of New England, available everywhere. Links and details are at ancientstonemysteries.com. I'm Mike Luoma. Thank you for exploring these new stonework finds and revisiting these earlier stonework discoveries in Niquette Bay State Park in Colchester, Vermont with me.